Welcome to BA 131 CS 120 Business Computing Intro to Computers. This is Assignment 8 HTML Web Pages. In today's lesson, we will learn about Notepad++, saving and opening, editing an HTML code, and submitting your assignment. The first thing you will want to do is open up your web browser. In this case, I'm using Firefox. And then go to google.com and type in Notepad++, like this one here. At Notepad++, you can then download a program that will help us edit your HTML. You'll click on the version, and then you'll download it and save the file, and then you will install it. I'm not going to walk you through the installation process of Notepad++. I'm now going to open up Notepad++. But it's really a straightforward install. You just go with all the defaults. Once Notepad++ has been installed, you will open it up and your program will look a lot like this. Yours will have a lot of text on here, but all you have to do is go File and New, and you'll open up a new one. The next thing I want you to do is then go to your Blackboard and open up the assignment details, and then copy the HTML code found towards the bottom of the page. So in this case, we are starting on, looks like page 3. Right here where it says HTML, I want you to copy all of that down to the HTML right there. So I'm going to hit Control-C, and then I'm going to open up my Notepad++ here, and I'm going to copy this into here by doing Control-V. And this is where, after we've copied the code in, I want you to save it as a .html file. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to find a location to save this file. For my purposes, I'm just going to save it straight to my desktop in a folder called Assignment 8. And then I'm going to use my first name, last name, and index. Dot, this is important, HTML. If I don't use the HTML, you haven't created an HTML document. So I'm going to hit HTML. As you notice, everything changes colors. After saving your HTML document, you then want to go view it to see what it looks like in its web browser. So I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to minimize this, and right here on the desktop you see Assignment 8. This is the folder that I just opened up, or I saved that into. And here's my Dustin Mason HTML or index HTML file, just created 143. So I'm going to open this up so you can see what it looks like. This is what the code looks like by using a web browser. So every time I make a change to my web browser, I mean to the code, I'm going to then go back to my web browser and look to see what the change looks like. Our first change that we would like to make will be to change the title. So I'm going to go ahead and change it from How Paul Saved the World. And let me show you what that is first. So right now it's right here where it says How Paul Saved the World. And what we're going to do is we're going to change it to Space Travelers. Let's see what we got here for. Or maybe I'll use visitors since my spelling is not doing so well right now. Visitors. Space visitors. Now I'm going to hit save, and immediately I'm going to go look to see what happens over here. I'm going to go look at my web browser, and I'm using Chrome. I'm going to hit refresh and see what happened to the title, Space Visitors. Okay? That's the first change I want to make, because that's going to be the topic that I'm going to talk about during this time. My next change is I want to change the background color. So before we change the background color, I want to show you a little bit about how that works. So we have the body, which is the entire option. I mean the entire background, or the body of the web page. So you can see here's the top and here's the bottom tag, or the opening and the closing. And then we do what's called a style sheet. So we say style, background color, and we have here in hexadecimal color. So what I want to do is show you how to get a hexadecimal color code. So first thing I'm going to do is go out here and open up a web browser. And I'm going to say HTML color codes. And I'm going to grab the very first one that's up there. And to do this, next thing I do is I'm just going to go grab any color I want. And there's the hexadecimal code. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go copy. I'm going to go back to my my editor, and I'm going to take out right there, and I'm going to hit Control V and paste that new color in there. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to go back here to my web browser, to my Space Visitors. I'm going to refresh that and see the color change. And as you can see, we've got a different background color. Next, I want to show you, I made some notes throughout the website to help you, to help you identify what parts you need to edit. So for example, right here it says title shows at the top of your browser. Well, we don't want that to be in there forever. After we've made our changes, we want to take that out. So I'm going to go and show you where to take that out at. So right here we have the title and the title. We have an opening tag and a closing tag. And then we have that remark that I put in there. You want to go ahead and take that out, right, like this. Take it out of there. All right. And also we have when it says the header tag has been closed, the header tag. We don't need that. Anything in the parentheses we can take out. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And I'm not even going to show you those changes, but let's just say that they happened. Now, the next thing I want to do is show you a div. A div is like a little box. So right here is the opening div, and there's the closing div. And the box is an area in which we can manipulate just that space and area. So what we've done with that is we've put a title in there, and we've also put an image in there, which is, let me show you where that is. Right here is our little box. You can't see any lines around it, but you've got a box that covers from Paul, American Hero, down to his picture. Okay? So now I'm going to show you why it's centered and where the content is. So as we look at this div, we see that we've formatted it with our styles, and we said text align to the center. If I take this really quick and I say I want to go line it to the left, and I save it, and I go back to my browser, then the whole thing moves over because it's all one box. I want to leave it in the center, so I'm going to go back here and edit this again. I'm going to hit save. But the next thing I want to do is I want to change the title, this H1 title, and we did a style and a font size, and I increased it by 300%. And that's not 100%. This is my way of doing it, anyways. So we're going to change this to be something different. And we'll just stick with our same title. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here as just Space Visitors. And we're going to hit save. Now we're changing that. And the next one I want to do is we're going to change this image here. And what image is you have an image and you have a source, and here's our source. And the source has to be in quotes. So you can see here's my beginning quote and here's my ending quote. All the rest of this is how we formatted that image. So we have a border around it of 10 pixel border. We've colored the border. And so what I'm going to do to get that is I'm going to go out and get an image really quick. So to get an image, I'm going to go out here and open up Google, and I'm going to type in Space Visitors. and then I'm going to say images, and this works out really well when you're using Chrome. So I'm going to click on my image, and then I'm going to right click on that image. Actually, I like this one better. I'm going to click on that image. I'm going to say copy image URL. Then I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to get rid of this particular URL here. And if you notice, I'm still using my quotes. And I'm going to hit Control V. I'm going to hit Save, and I'm going to go back and take a look at my Space Visitors here. All right, refresh that, and now I've got a new image in there. Okay. Now we can control the size of that image by adjusting our width and our height. Before I do that, I also want to adjust the alternate wording here, just in case the image would not come up. We want to have it say something like spaceships, okay, or flying saucers. But I want to show you what will happen here. If I change the width, let's go with a 600 by 300 and see what happens with that, just to kind of give you an idea. So we're going to go ahead and show you. It increases the size of it. Now, this doesn't adjust the pixels, and so if you adjust it too big, you could actually ruin the pixels that you're using, or make it pixelated. Okay. Now, around the outer edge, we've got different colors again, right? So I want to show you where we have those colors at. So right here, I've got my style and I've got a border. So it says style and border, and then we've got the size of the border is a 10. If I wanted to, I could increase that to like a 50 just to be obnoxious. And if we save that and we go here and we refresh that, you'll see it really made a difference on how the browser saw it. I'm going to go back and put that back to 10 and save it. And then we got a border style, and we've got a border style solid border color. Now I want to change that border color, so I'm going to go back to my HTML color codes, which are right here. Let me get rid of that one, which are right here, and let's change the color to be something in the green area. I want something a little more green. So I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to go copy that code and look for that one, and I'm just going to put it right in there. I'm going to put it green in there. I'm going to go Control V. I'm going to go get a different color code. I'm going to a different one, and I want to do maybe something in this area. I'll go with that one. I'm going to go copy that. I'm going to go back to my code, and I'm going to paste just up to there. I'm going to save it, and then we're going to go look to see what it did. So we've saved it, Space Visitors, refresh that, and now we've got a new outline. The next thing that we want to look at is the paragraph down here, some content that you want to talk about. And I also want to make sure I remove this image source, alt, remove all of that, and the several sentences. So I'm going to go, let's go look at that first. So we're going to open this up, move this over here a little bit. And so we've finished up everything inside of that div, and now I want to go here and let's get rid of this, because this is the next part we're going to talk about. Okay, and we're going to start a whole new div. So if you look here, I've got a new div started, and I'm going to move this one over just a little bit like that. You can see it's a new div. It's got an opening div and a closing div, and then inside of here we've got a block quote, and then we've got paragraphs, and we've colored the paragraph to be blue with a font size of 200%, so it's a little bigger. And then we also added some links, or not links, lists in there. So let's go look at that real quick. I'm going to get rid of that one. That's an old one. So I'm going to refresh this, and it shouldn't do anything yet because I didn't save it. So we've got rid of the several sentences, or the one that was above the several sentences. Now, what I want you to do, I'm not asking you to go out and create new stuff right here. Just go out and find something to put in there. So what I'm going to show you is, let's say I go here and I say I want to find something on space travelers. Okay, so I adjusted my search to say space alien news, and I found this one right here. And we're just going to click on it really quick. And let's just grab the first thing we see here, like the Milky Way may be home to 3 whatever. But I'm just going to highlight that. I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to go Control C. I'm going to go to my content area, and right after I've done all the color, I'm going to take out this part right here up to the P. I'm going to go Control V, and I'm going to put that in there. And I may have to edit this one because it didn't all come across exactly right. So let me just edit that. And we're going to go up here and move that over like that. And that looks good, I think. I mean, it doesn't look super good right here, but you'll see when it formats. Let me show you what it looks like when it formats it. And then we hit fresh. It's going to look like that. And if I wanted to have it be in 2 paragraphs, I'd have to put 2 P's on there. You notice how when I copied this information, it was in 2 paragraphs, but my code only has it in 1. So my code has a paragraph, a starting paragraph and an ending paragraph. And so, and it doesn't recognize any of this as being formatted, because all it is a paragraph. And so no matter how I have it on here, it's still going to show up there as one big paragraph. And I'm just kind of editing it like that right now. So right now you'll see that it has the content I got off the internet, and I just put it into my code. I saved it, and now if I save it here, nothing really changed, even though I made all those space changes in there. Okay. So that's all I'm asking you to do, is to go out there and grab some content, because I'm more interested in your ability to edit the code than I am that you're creating something brand new. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the several sentences portion of this, and then we're going to end this video, and I'm going to start another one to talk a little more about the video, about it. Okay, so we're going to end that, hit save there, and so far what we've done is we copied the HTML over, well, we downloaded Notepad++, copied the code in, and now we're just going through and editing it. And right now we are down to here, and we're working inside this div. I'm gonna in my next video, I'm gonna start taking out this parentheses here and start talking a little bit about ordered lists and unordered lists. Okay, so let's watch the next video here in a second.